Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Beulah Public Library YouTube page. My name is Miss Jamie, as some of you may know, but if you're new here, hello and welcome. Today, we are going to be talking all about Valentine's Day because it is the month of February. And in honor of Valentine's Day, for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing some Valentine's-inspired crafts. And for today's craft, we're going to be making your very own love puppy. Now, it's very easy. And if you look, it's made out of all of hearts. And since Valentine's is all about love, what a perfect craft. So, just so you guys know, every Thursday at 9 a.m., we will have fresh new craft packets ready for pickup for you and your kiddos. And if you guys want to make one with me, please go down and pick one up at the library. And if you need assistance grabbing one, please call because I will be more than happy to help and deliver them to you because with COVID and everything going on right now, everything's uncertain, and if you need help, please call. I will gladly do so. So, our theme this week is all about Valentine's Day, and it will be for next week too, because it is the month of love. So we're going to be reading about books between animals and friends and school, and they all have to do with one thing, love. So, let's get into it. Let's sing our welcome song, which is, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. So let's get our hands ready, nice and big to get ready to clap. Ready? 1, 2, 3. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, wiggle your ears. If you're ready for a story, wiggle your ears. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, wiggle your ears. If you're ready for a story, hands on your lap. If you're ready for a story, hands on your lap. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, hands on your lap. Our first story we have is Pinkalicious, Pink of Hearts. Let's dive in. It was Friday, art day at school. Mr. Pushkin said he had a big treat for us. Monday is Valentine's Day. We're going to have a secret Valentine exchange and party to celebrate. Mr. Pushkin announced, everyone will pick someone's name out of a hat. Your homework is to make them the most spectacular Valentine and then share it with them at the party. I almost jumped out of my seat. This party was made for me. Valentine's Day is the most pinkerific holiday of the year. Mr. Pushkin passed around the hat. I was breathless with excitement. I looked at each of my classmates as they took their turns, trying to figure out who had the slip of paper with my name, but no one peeked over at me once. Pinkalicious, said Mr. Pushkin, interrupting my search. It's your turn to choose. My hand shook as I reached for a slip of paper. When I opened it up, I saw my best friend's name written in a big block letters, Allison. Yes, I squealed as quietly as I could. This was shaping up to be the best party ever. Not only would I make Allison the most dazzling Valentine, but I was sure to get a beautiful pink card in return. That weekend, I got to work. I started cutting out pink hearts like crazy. Yuck, said Peter when he saw the mess I made. It looks like a pigsty in here. I believe you mean it looks like a pink paradise, I said. Do you want to help me, Peter? Do you think I need more hearts? With Peter's help, I finished the hearts in no time. Then I carefully wrote out, Happy Valentine's Day, Allison, in big letters and signed my name in cursive. Then I turned the Valentine over and sprinkled some special glitter all over the front of the card to make it sparkle and shine. I even squirted a little pink perfume to give it that extra special touch. There, I said to Mommy and Daddy when I was all done. What do you think? Valentine's-licious, said Daddy. There was no doubt about it. Allison was going to love her card. That night, with my perfect Valentine tucked safely away in my backpack, I started to imagine the card Secret Valentine was making for me. I pictured myself at the party, carefully opening up a pink and gold envelope with a beautiful pink and lace Valentine inside. Oh my, pink is always perfect, but it's even better on a Valentine. That night I fell asleep with a huge smile on my face. At the party the next day, I had lots of fun eating cupcakes and heart-shaped cookies, but I couldn't stop thinking about the secret Valentine exchange. I knew that somewhere in the art room was a one-of-a-kind Valentine with my name on it. I couldn't wait to see it. At last, Mr. Pushkin passed out the envelopes one by one. Allison got hers first. When she opened up the card I made for her, her face lit up. "Oh, Pinkalicious," she said, "this is the nicest Valentine anyone has ever given me." I gave her a quick squeeze. Then Mr. Pushkin handed me a plain white envelope. It had my name printed on it, but it looked like nothing like I had imagined. I opened it up slowly. Inside was a regular piece of paper, folded in half, with one very small pink heart on the cover. On the back of the name was the person who made it for me. Allison. I couldn't believe it. I had worked so hard on my Valentine for Allison, and all I got in return was something plain and simple. It looked like it had taken her no time at all to make it. My feelings were so hurt, I didn't know what to do. I turned around so that Allison wouldn't see me. As I tried to move away, the card slipped out of my hand and fell open on the floor. That's when I noticed something I hadn't noticed before. It was a poem that Allison had written for me. "This year I have the best Valentine. She always knows just how to shine. My Valentine is funny and smart. She really has an enormous heart. My Valentine is my best friend too. That's because my Valentine is you." "Wow," I said. No one had ever written something that sweet to me before. I held the card tight against my heart. It was the best Valentine I had ever gotten. All right, everybody, if you guys want to get up with me, Miss Jamie, we can do a little song together. And it's called Valentine, Valentine, so you're going to copy me. Valentine, Valentine, touch the ground. Valentine, Valentine, turn around. Valentine, Valentine, pat your head. Valentine, Valentine, do a little spin. Valentine, Valentine, clap your hands. Let's do a couple more. Valentine, Valentine, touch your nose. Valentine, Valentine, strike a pose. Valentine, Valentine, let's go sit down. All right, hopefully that got you up and moving and ready to go. So for our second book, we are going to be reading Moles in Love. Moles in Love. One bright day, Morris the Mole peeked out of his hole to find that it was spring. "Yippee," said Morris. Then he hopped down from hill and went off to find someone to love. Morris peeped around the farm. Moles don't see very well, but Morris didn't think it would be hard to find someone to love because he knew just what to look for. Shiny black fur, luscious shiny black fur. Morris hugged the luscious shiny black fur. He was in love. Morris blew his love a kiss. But when the luscious shiny black fur blew him a kiss back, Morris was blown off his feet. He landed in a pile of leaves, but nobody came to see if he was all right. "Ouch," Morris said to himself, feeling sad. Then Morris smelled the first new flowers of spring. "Yippee," he said, and he skipped out of the leaves and went off to find somebody else to love. A pink nose, a pretty pink nose. Morris hugged the pretty pink nose. He was in love. Morris rubbed his love's nose. But when the pretty pink nose rubbed back, what do you think happens? Morris was sent rolling away, cold and wet and slimy from head to toe. He landed in some mud, but nobody came to see if he was all right. "Ouch," Morris said to himself, feeling glum. Then he heard the happy twitter of birds singing about spring. "Yippee," said Morris, and he jumped out of the mud and went to find somebody else to love. Big, wide feet. Gorgeous big, wide feet. Morris hugged the gorgeous big, wide feet. He was in love. Morris sat down in the meadow with his love. But when the gorgeous big feet sat down too wide, Morris was choked and tickled by feathers. Achoo! He sneezed, tumbling backwards. This time he landed on a sharp thistle, but nobody came to see if he was all right. Ouch, said he to himself, feeling glummer than ever. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And even though he knew it was still spring, he went back and sat on his molehill. Morris said to himself, it is spring and I am alone without love. Luscious shiny black fur was too rough. Pretty pink nose was too wet. And gorgeous big wide feet made me sneeze. I looked for love and I didn't find it. Suddenly Morris heard a tiny voice. It said, you have not looked hard enough. And before he could blink, someone gave him a present. The present balanced on his nose and then wrapped around his ears. And when Morris looked through his present, he saw very clearly some luscious shiny black fur, a pretty pink nose, gorgeous big wide feet, and best of all, perfectly sparkly eyeglasses. My name is Minnie, said the tiny voice as Morris stared down at her. Are you all right? And Morris said, yes, I am. Morris hopped down from his hill, but he wasn't looking for love anymore. Love had already found him. The end. How sweet was that? I like that book. So after the book Moles and Love, it makes me think of a song. And a song maybe your mom sang to you, or your dad, or even your brother, your sister, cousin, grandma, even your friend. It's a good song to sing, and if I start singing it, I think you'll know it too. It's called You Are My Sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. All right, so let's get into our last book before our craft. And it is called Love is My Favorite Thing. And when I was thinking about doing the crafts, I thought about Valentine's Day and how I love and what I love. And what I love dear the most is one of my dogs. And so when I saw this book, I said, how perfect would it be to read this? And even more, to make a craft about it, like a love puppy. So this book kind of inspired our craft for this week, and I think you'll like it. And in the back it says, love is Plum's favorite thing. And that's why loving Plum is so easy. In this book, it kind of shows how this dog can be naughty, but he still can be good too. Let's dive in. Love is my favorite thing. I am Plum, but I love being called Plummy. And love is my favorite thing. I love all kinds of weather, especially wind, but I really don't love rain. I love snow and I love sun. I love my bear and my bed. I love treats and catching. I love sticks so much, but love is my very favorite thing. I love Sam and Gracie, who live next door. I love it when they come over to play at my house. And I love Emma and Rupert. They are my family. I love when they say, you are a very good girl, Plummy. Then I feel loved all over. I love the park and my friends. I love the grass and the trees. I love it when Emma says, good girl, Plummy, when I do a poo as if it's so clever. I know it means she loves me, and love is my favorite thing. But this morning, everything went wrong. When Emma said, don't go in the pond, Plummy, I wasn't listening. No, Plum. I heard Rocket say, come on, Plum, come on. And I just couldn't help it. I really couldn't. Water is one of my other favorite things. I love it. Love, love, love it. Isn't this great, said Rocket. And it was. It really was. Until Emma arrived. Bad girl, she shouted. And I knew I'd made a big mistake. She marched me home. Sam and Gracie heard what I'd done. "Oh, Plum," said Gracie. "Oh, Plum," said Sam. "Will they still love me?" I ran to find a present, but I only found a cushion. When Gracie tried to take it, I just couldn't help it. I really couldn't. Tug-of-war is my favorite game. I love it, I said. "No, Plum," cried Gracie. "No, no, Plum," cried Sam. They were pulling and I was pulling. Then I was flying and suddenly... Uh-oh. "Plum!" shouted Emma. "Very bad girl," she said. "Look at all those feathers. Has your dog or cat ever done that?" "Time out for you," said Emma, and I realized I'd made a big mistake. "Oh, Plum," said Gracie. "Oh, Plum," said Sam. "Will any of them still love me?" That afternoon, we all went to the park. It was sunny and bright, and everywhere I looked, I saw toddlers with ice cream. "Plummy," said Emma, "that is not for you." But I really love ice cream. I know what it tastes like, and I love it. I just love it. And toddlers are always dropping things. They drop things right in front of me, and I just couldn't help it. So I really couldn't. I grabbed it. "Plum!" cried Emma. Then everyone was running and everyone was chasing. "Bad dog, come back. Come here." I ran to my house and waited. I knew that I made the most absolutely awful mistake. "Oh, Plum," said Gracie. "Oh, Plum," said Sam. "Oh, Plum," said Emma. "What a naughty girl," said Emma. She marched me downstairs and sent me to my bed. I stared into the darkness. Would they ever love me again? I was so happy when they came and opened the door. "Well, Plum," said Rupert, "are you sorry?" And I was. I really was. I'd do anything as long as they still loved me. "But do you love me? Do you still love me?" Plum said. "Oh, Plummy," said Emma. "Oh, Plummy," said Rupert. "We do love you, but you've got to try to behave and do as you're told and be a good girl. Can you do that?" he asked me. "I can do that. I really can try," said Plummy. So I do try to behave. I don't always remember. I wish that I could. I still make mistakes, but I know they love me. They do. They really do. And that's why love is my favorite thing. What are some things you guys love? I love my family. I love my dogs. I love my cat, and I love the library. Can you tell me what you love? That's so awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. There's so many things that we can love and we can appreciate. And Valentine's Day, or the month of February, is a good month to realize the little things that you love. Like, what's a little thing I love? I love being able to come home and sit on my couch and read a good book. Okay, so after we got talking about some things that we love, let's get into making our love puppy. So if you pick up a craft packet, which they will be available starting Thursday, February 4th. All right, so if you picked up a craft packet, we can start diving into our love puppy. So let's get started. All right, so besides the things that you have in your craft packet, all you will need is a pencil, some scissors, and some glue. Okay, so in your craft packet, you should get a pair of googly eyes, a light purple piece of paper, which is the smallest one, some dark pink paper, and some light pink. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be drawing hearts on all these papers, but we're going to be taking our dark pink color, and this is where we're going to be drawing our biggest heart, because this is going to be our puppy's face. So on this piece of paper, I want you to draw your biggest heart. All right. So it should be around the size of this guy. So then let's just start taking our scissors and cutting them out. Make sure to take your time cutting in this video. No rush, you can pause if you feel the need to. I will just be speeding this up for editing purposes so you guys don't have to watch me cut the whole time. All right, so when you cut that biggest heart, it should look something like this. So we're gonna put this heart off to the side right now. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is take the light piece of pink paper, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a heart half of this size, okay? So not quite as big. This is gonna be our puppy's ears. So around that size of a heart is what you want to cut out. So it is a little bit smaller for sure. All right, so let's grab our paper and cut. All right, so it should look something like this. And then the last heart we're gonna be making is gonna be on this light purple. So we're gonna do our puppy's nose. It doesn't need to be very big at all, just a good small medium-ish size. So we're just gonna, this will be the last thing we're gonna have to cut out. So let's just cut this guy out. And like I said, feel free to pause the video if you need extra time. There's no worries. I know there's a lot of cutting in this video, but it'll be worth it, I promise. All right, and then your third heart should look something like this. So we have our big heart, our medium-sized heart, and then our baby heart. So the first thing we're gonna wanna do, we're gonna be using our scissors one last time. This is when you wanna get your glue stick out. You're gonna take your bottom of your heart, and then you're gonna take your medium-sized heart. We're gonna cut this straight down the middle because this is gonna be our puppy's ears. Okay, we're gonna flip them. So our heart usually goes this way, but we're gonna take them and turn them upside down to make our ears. So we're just gonna glue that. All right, so I put glue on this. Then I'm gonna put it over here, glue it down. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So it should look something like this, and it looks a little weird right now, but it'll look better. Okay, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is put 2 dots in the center and 1 dot in the middle. And this is where our googly eyes are gonna go. So 1 googly eye here and 1 googly eye there. Okay, and then I'm gonna put, for the last dot, I'm gonna put the tiniest heart. And then what you can do, which is optional, is you can take your pencil and draw a line straight down, and then put a line on this side and a line on this side. And then what I like to do is I will go in and I will trace this with a marker. So let me be right back. Okay, so now that I'm done, completely done, this is what my guy looks like. This is my little love puppy. How cool. And so, like I said, what I did with this part is I drew a line all the way down, and then a line right here, and a line right here. And then I went over it with marker, and it looks really cute, and I love him. So this is our little love puppy. So if you guys make these crafts and pick up craft packets, we kindly ask that you please do take pictures of your kiddos with the crafts and send them in so we can see them. That would be amazing. So I hope you guys had fun with me today. I sure had fun. Next week I will be doing another Valentine's related craft with you, but I will also have treats in the next craft bag. So your next craft packet will be a little gift from Miss Jamie to you guys. A special way of saying thanks for hanging out with me and happy Valentine's Day. So without further ado, we're going to be singing our goodbye song. And like I said, craft packets will be available today. They will be available starting at 9 a.m. and this video will be live at 10 a.m. So the craft packets will be available while supplies last. So you want to run on down so you can create your little love puppy. So thank you guys again for sitting with me and, reading with me and making crafts. It is a lot of fun for me and I hope it's fun for you. So without further ado, let's sing our goodbye song. It's called Adios, mi amigo. So we're just going to be waving goodbye. Which in English it means goodbye, my friends. Adios, mi amigos, adios. Adios, mi amigos, adios. Adios, mi amigos, adios, mi amigos, adios, mi amigos, adios. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Have a great and safe weekend, everybody.